Hi guys, it's Wombat and welcome to the 5th episode in our series where we haul from Brasileia on EAA to Vorkuta on Ross. Almost 20,000 kilometers, and so far we've done almost half of that. We are currently in the city of Tartu on our way to Ross. And today I hope that we can get up to the border and then on to St. Petersburg, Schisselburg, and on to Promzona, and hopefully land somewhere around there. Maybe not as far up as Schisselburg on Ross, but somewhere around here perhaps. It's gonna be an hour or so before we stop for the day, so let's see where we end up. Let's get right into it, shall we? So as you can see, I've turned my truck around. Let's get the lights on, beacons as well, and get started. We had a... oh wait, there's something wrong here. We need to change the time of day. Let's see. Let's put it at 5 AM. Much better. I don't want to do this haul in the night. So now we're ready to get on our way. And it's kind of hard getting out of here. I can't really see much in any direction. The mirrors are kinda in the way, and on this side, well, it looks good. Let's kinda floor it. There's a car, but it's okay. Let's floor it. Yeah. Good enough. So I gotta say, the hauls both on Saturday and Sunday was an absolute blast, and it went a lot better once we moved over to this truck instead of the old one. Hopefully we won't have a lot of difficulties today, even though we are currently on pollen rebuilding and moving on to the border mod isn't gonna make it any easier, because the streets there are pretty narrow, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully we won't break anything, not the trailer and cargo at least, or the truck for that matter. It's a beautiful morning. I love doing early mornings, seeing the sunrise. It's kind of the most beautiful time of the day, in my opinion. And I gotta say, it was a blast doing the live hauling Saturday and Sunday. I got a taste for it. I'm gonna do a lot more of those. This is the second to last, probably, non-live video I do like this, hauling on a long haul from here on out, with the exception of this Saturday. It's all gonna be live, baby. I'm not gonna do any of these pre-recorded anymore. Simply because, yeah, it's a lot harder doing it live. And it's harder because I have to watch the chat and keep my eyes on the road and focus on the truck all at the same time. And you know, that chat is kinda like looking at your phone all the time. Which I don't recommend. It makes things very interesting, but it's all about learning how to balance it, keep your eye on the chat, but at the same time don't do it all the time. Don't try to answer all the questions, even if that is what I want to do. I really want to answer any questions you have, but I'm starting to realize that I can't do that all the time. I gotta keep an eye on the road and on the gas. Yeah, it's a work in progress, so to speak. I need to learn how to do that properly. And also another thing I'm learning is that even if I personally enjoys to do Mission Impossible, trying to haul something stupidly heavy and as big as possible with the kind of least suitable truck you could imagine, I am learning the hard way that it's a lot better to do one interesting thing instead of trying to do 3 interesting or 4 interesting things at the same time. I mean, a long haul in itself is interesting enough. A wide and long haul is interesting in itself. A very, very heavy haul in itself is interesting enough, and using an old truck in itself is interesting enough. These are the things I need to learn, apparently, evidently. So I'm learning, and thanks guys, thank you a lot for putting up with me and my attempts at doing all the interesting things at the same time. There's gonna be a lot more hauls in the future, and they're all gonna be streamed, no question about it. But yeah, this one is pre-recorded, and I don't know if you can hear it, but we did more than 4 hours on Saturday, more than 4 hours on Sunday, and my voice is kind of beat up, so I'm, from that perspective, very happy that it's only an hour today. Because my voice need a little break. And it's that too, I guess, is something I've got to learn from. But I am, and I'm really trying to learn from the mistakes I'm making. So I did a video the other day, a new big map setup, which I'm calling the Global Edition. And what always happens when I do one of these big map setup videos is that one map or another, oops, let's see if we can get this one through here. I really don't like these narrow, wait there buddy, stop. I really don't like these narrow roundabouts. There we go. So I did another video, a big map setup, and I'm gonna call the big map the Global Edition from now on. I think I'm gonna try to maintain 3 of these based on pro mods. So the Global Edition will have EAA and other non-European maps, and then I'm gonna have the Europe edition, which probably still will be in 2 flavors, a medium and a large, and the large then have Turkey and Ross, and the medium then has everything else but not Turkey and Ross. And I think that's something that hopefully will cover all the needs you have for any pro mods combo setup. There's no need for a small anymore, because we did have 3 European versions, but one of them was just for the Scandinavia mod and the Poland rebuilding. And of course, as I said, every time I do one of these big map setups, there's a new version of at least one of the maps within 24 hours after I release it. And this time it was Poland rebuilding version 2.3 that came out. And to me that was kinda surreal, doing a stream after just releasing that setup a few hours earlier, and on that stream getting to know that Poland rebuilding has been updated, so basically the entire setup, you gotta redo it. So that's kind of bonkers. And as you've already noticed, I guess, there hasn't been a new video update of 2.3, and I'll get to that. But first, I wanna, for those of you who haven't tested 2.3 yet, tell you a little bit about the new features of it. And basically it's bug fixes, more than 100 of them, for the new version. But another thing that honestly isn't that interesting to me, but it might be to a lot of you, is that the PR now also include cabin accessories. You know, coffee cups and things like that you can add to your truck. I haven't tested that out yet, but I kind of think they have something to do with Poland rebuilding, all of them. And then there's also a new road with a hidden city. They obviously then don't say where that hidden city is. And honestly, me personally, I don't really understand why they have these hidden cities. It would be great if those hidden cities popped up or showed up on the map after you've discovered them, but they don't. They're still hidden. So if you find that city and go there, and a year later go there again, it's probably going to be a feeling you get that you have discovered something you've never seen before, even though you already have been there. And hidden cities, it's not how it works in real life. You don't have hidden cities if you have a GPS. Either you have the city on the map of the GPS, or that city doesn't exist. Period. Now, before we continue, let's get through here, because now it's time to do the Lithuanian Russia border, and this is gonna be a bit narrow, I guess. Let's see if you can get around here without hitting anything. Ooh, that's a close one, but we're good. So let's just head over to the seriously? No way. I was so focused on not hitting anything on the right side of the trailer, so I completely forgot about that little tall house. Oh, God. Never mind. Moving on. It's not that long ago I did a haul through here. And I do remember there's a lot of these stop signs. I've never been there in real life, but I gotta ask, is there really that many stop signs? Because I think there's like 10 of them on this one, just to get across the border. And 10 stop signs to get across the border? And mainly, as right now, 10 kilometers an hour, you have speed cameras, so you'll get a fine if you try to go any faster than 10 kilometers an hour. So a lot of stop signs, and you have to go really, really slowly. So let's see if we can manage this without any more incidents, at least. You just wait there, buddy. Let me get around first. Stop, stop. Of course not. Oh well, we're good. But if you don't have this, I never seem to be able to remember the name of this mod. So I'm just gonna call it the Baltics Rusmap border thing, I guess. The detailing is absolutely stunning on this one, and unfortunately that also has a toll on my frame rate. I'm at around 25 to 30 crossing this bridge now. There it gets a little better. I'm up to 40 again, but frame rate isn't good here. But look at the detailing. Isn't this beautiful? Absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice detailing on it. I don't know if this one will survive when the... Well, it won't when the Baltics DLC comes out in a couple of weeks, I guess. Which is a shame, but hopefully he will, the creator will be able to adapt it to the DLC. Tolly controlly. Tolly controlly, yeah. Oh crap. I'm doing a little more than I should, but I need to get over. Yeah, back wheels up in the air. Get some grip. There we go. Oh god damn it! Seriously, speeding ticket for doing 2 kilometers more than you're allowed to. God damn it. And yeah, so you can see the stop signs. How many have it been now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're counting 2 more on the right that we don't have to care about. And just up here in front of us is another one. So that's 8. Or 11 if you count the 3 now on the left. Sorry, on the right. And a 12th there, also in front of us. There's just too many of them. And the 13th, also in front of us. Gee, this is narrow. I don't think they had bridges coming through in mind when they created this road. Don't think the architect looked at it and said, yeah, you know what, we need to make it a little wider, but because people will be hauling bridges through here. Don't think that was something they considered. Really close here to the fence. Okay, I think we're good. And another stop sign. What is that, number 14 or 15 perhaps even? gonna hit the fence behind me to the left, so I'm gonna go straight here, a little longer than usually. Thank God there's no traffic here right now. Yeah, I think we're good. Bad road, just to warm us up before we get to Promzona. So let's get moving again. And yeah, I mean this mod, I find it so beautiful. I really enjoy it. There's people on the streets, there are cars parked everywhere. Streets are very detailed. Really like it, really enjoy this one. Anyway, to move back to Poland rebuilding and the news. I did mention that there are accessories available, cabin accessories, and there is a hidden city as well. Yeah, I already said that. Oh, and then one of the most interesting things perhaps is that there is also an additional mod that comes with Poland rebuilding that gives you a special transport route. Is there anything else that I can remember from it? No, can't remember anything else. Oh, that's right, there are a couple of ferries as well. One going to Finland, Helsinki, I believe. And that leads us to the issues I'm having with 2.3. The first version of 2.3 that came out had a bug, so it didn't work with any major setup. Or big setup. Thank you, sir, that's very kind. Then there was a new version out that is supposed to solve those issues, but I've been having a lot of problems getting it to work with the entire big map setup. Yes, I've gotten it to work with Promzona, of course, and Rusmap as well, but as soon as I start to add other maps, like this mod that we're still on, I think, we're not on Rusmap yet, I think. But yeah, as soon as I start to add other things, and this one could have issues with it, so I tried deliberately to not include this one. But still, once I add other maps like YKS, Turkey and Romania extended, the damn thing crashes for me still. So there's something with the setup I'm having right now that doesn't work, even if at least some of you have reported that you have it working. But I do think at the same time that you're also just using a few of the maps like Promos and Rusmap perhaps, not the entire big map setup, because I certainly haven't gotten it to work yet, even though I have a pretty good idea of what causes it. But once I have, I will release an updated video, and it's probably gonna be an entirely new one, so not update 1 to the global edition. It's gonna be a brand new one, simply because the only difference will be that there are the same maps but in a different order than before. So, but it gave me a lot more pain than I expected. As I said during the stream, I said you'll probably be fine by just replacing the 2.2 files with the 2.3 files. That was absolutely not true. It wasn't that easy at all. So I haven't had a lot of time to look into it yet, but at least I spent a few hours trying to get it to work, and I'm still struggling with it. It doesn't help that I don't get any real error messages either in the game log. So, but I'm gonna try something new tonight and see if I can get it to work. And as soon as I can, I'll try to get a video out as soon as I possibly can, and that will probably happen Friday or Saturday, I hope. So really annoying. I thought that was going to be an easy upgrade. Well, I've been wrong before. Another thing I've been trying to work on, something that has been going really slowly, is the MHA Pro map setup. And after the stream where I talked a little bit about it, I got several people approaching me and saying that they are willing to help me test it out once I think I've got it figured out. And that's really, really kind of you guys. I really appreciate that, and I can certainly need help with it. Because the testing that needs to be done on a brand new setup, there's a lot of testing that will go into it, but truth is I'm far from ready to release it, and that's not mainly because I don't know what map mods I want to use. It is mainly because I really don't know what I'm gonna do with Russia, because I want to add the Eastern Express, but the creator of Eastern Express is, well, not me personally, but he is giving all Europeans problems because we can't buy it currently. He basically refuses to sell Eastern Express to Westerners. And it's not because he don't like Europeans or the EU or anything like that. It's simply because of the sanctions that Russia is under right now. One of those sanctions says that PayPal, for instance, or banks in general, can't really do business with Russia. So even if you can buy, whoa, let's stop here for a while, that's not gonna work. That is... And of course there's a lot of trucks and cars. Come on. There we go. Flooring it. Come on, come on, come on. Stop, 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 stop. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, just wait there. Hang in there, buddy. I'm gonna move over. Just stand. Stop! What the AI? Seriously? This is... Why couldn't he just wait another second before he started moving again? Okay. Where was I? Yeah, Eastern Express, PayPal. So, because of the sanctions, you can't pay him using PayPal. Well, you can, but you can only withdraw the money from PayPal using a bank in the United States. And obviously, since he doesn't live in the United States, he can't withdraw the money. So he refuses to sell the map via PayPal. You can use, what's it called, Yandex, but I mean, no one in Europe uses Yandex, so and I'm not sure we can either, again because of the sanctions. So I don't really know how to solve that. When I did my video review of Eastern Express, in hindsight, I linked to a pirated version of the map. Because, as I said back then, and that's like 6 months ago or so, I think, I said that I couldn't track down anyone who were actually working on the map anymore. I didn't know if it was possible to buy the map at all, and that is sort of still true. But there is active ownership and there is active development of the map, so it doesn't feel right to use a version that isn't officially official. So yeah, I guess I could Google a little bit and find a version that works on 1.32, but I mean, I've said it before, I'm doing whatever I can to support the map creators, and using a pirate link to the map mod is not supporting map creators. So I really don't know what to do with that. So I'm kind of thinking about doing basically the same maps in Russia that I have on my big map setup, except for Ross, which I will then replace with Volga. Whoa! What the hell? I don't think I hit that thing. There was probably a hidden wall or something there. Weird. Well, we've seen that before, especially on EAA. As long as it doesn't damage my truck or I have to stop and can't move on, it's okay, I guess. We're getting down to half a gas tank, so I guess it's time to try to find somewhere to fill up the gas tank. I'm never ever gonna make those mistakes again. The mistake of forgetting to refuel the truck. I mean, all the problems we've had during the haul so far, the absolutely worst of them all to me personally has been the 2 times, is it, that I've forgotten to refuel the truck. It's totally on me. My only excuse is that it did happen during the streams, and that's one of the reasons I need to focus more on the haul itself than the chat, even if I do wanna. I wish I had 3 eyes so that I could keep 2 on the road and 1 on the chat. But that is by far the worst of all the mistakes I've made during this haul. Forgetting to fill the gas tanks, that's there's no excuse for that, is there? So I guess this will be as good as any place to stop. Is he going around to the... Yeah. Oh, he comes out there. Okay, okay. There we go. Let's fill her up and see how close he is to... Seriously, dude, can't you just go around? You have to go straight through my trailer. Okay, let's see if we can get out of here. Is there enough room for the bridge? Doesn't really look like there is. I probably would have to go. Or is there? Maybe. Oh, it might work. It's gonna be a close one. Oh, we're good. We're good. Cool, very good. And now I can't really see if there's any traffic coming. Let's just floor it, get out. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, MHA Pro and the MHA Pro map setup. So I'm thinking about just doing the regular Russia. Can't really see what I can do about it if I can't convince him to do something to release the map to us Europeans. It's his choice, of course. He can sell to whoever he wants to sell to, and if he don't want to sell to Europeans, there's nothing I can do about it. I just wish he could rethink it. I mean, yeah, he can't actually spend the money that we pay for the map, but on the other hand, if the sanctions are removed at some point, then he will get those money, and as it is right now, he's not even gonna get any money, hopefully, in the future for that map, because he is just refusing to sell it to us. So yeah. Well, we figure something out. I think that with MHA Pro we will be using the non-Pro mods compatible Europe mods, as many of them as we possibly can, together with MHA Pro. So I think we're gonna have a very exciting Europe anyway, and I think that adding in China and hopefully El Dorado will be good to have on that map. Another thing that I guess, and I'm being really honest here, another thing I think is affecting me personally when it comes to creating a new map setup based on MHA Pro right now is the fact that we will have version 1.33 very soon, and since that has to be out before the DLC comes out, it's gonna be a couple of weeks there when none of the map mods or map combos that we have will work. So I'm not, and I'm just being really honest here, guys. I don't have a lot of how do you say it, motivation to do the MHA Pro setup right now. I don't have a lot of time to spare on working on it, and knowing that it's not gonna last for a very long time makes it really yeah, I think you know what I want to say about it. I'm not gonna definitely say that it's not gonna happen, but I'm struggling, to be honest. I'm struggling with it. it's my mindset on it. I don't have the motivation that I wish I had. But anyway, we are in Russia and we are on the Russian highways, not the mod Russian highways, but here is one of the places where we would see the Russian highways mod if we had it installed. And some of you have been asking me about it, and yeah, it is a great mod. You have 4 lanes in each direction on a road like this, but there's a ton of bugs with it. And the creator of the Russian highways mod is the same guy who also gave us the island map mod. The island map mod is an old map, really old. He took us under his wings, made sure that it worked for 132, and then he stopped working on it. And I think that Russian highways was made from scratch, but he kinda did it, and the only thing he's done since he released it is just to make sure that it works with 132. He haven't done any bug fixes for it. Same goes with the island. There hasn't been any development, so you can't. It's just a scenery map mod, and to be honest, it's not that pretty. But you can't take out in and out any cargo, and I think it's been out for like 8 months or something, and he's done absolutely nothing with it. And it kind of feels the same about Russian highways. It feels like, well, now we've done it, so he kind of lost interest. And just because he has to, he makes it compatible with whatever the latest version of ETS2 is, but bug fixes, other bug fixes, doesn't seem like he's caring a lot about it, which is a shame, because I really like it. So yeah, for now I have no plans on implementing Russian highways into my big map setup. At least one of you have tried it and have gotten back to me telling me that it's really buggy. Yeah, I know, buddy, it is really buggy. So yeah, Russian highways, not gonna happen. I thought it would be better. If you remember back when I did add it, that was the for 132 pre-pro mods setup, and I used it there, and some of you complained saying that there was a lot of bugs, and I said yeah, but my understanding is that it's better on pro mods because there was a special version for pro mods. And once pro mods 132 came out and I could add it to the setup, I realized that no, it's just as bad, it's just different bads. So I decided to just ditch it, and I'm not gonna add it again, even if I really would love to do it. There are simply too many bugs. Speaking of mods, the Canada map has been updated. I currently haven't got any setups where I'm using the Canada map, but it kind of feels like I really should have one. Simply because there's... oops. Well, I like gravel roads, and there's a lot of gravel roads on the Canada map. So I gotta try to find somewhere to add it. Maybe I should do one on the TSM map and add Canada to that one, so we could add EAA on the Pro mod setup and China on the MHA Pro map setup, and then for TSM we could use Canada, because you can't combine these 3 map mods, so they have to be on separate profiles. Gotta think about that. I gotta write that down. Not now, but later, before I forget it. Let me know what you think about it. Could it be something perhaps to have? Another new mod that is out, I'm not gonna do a review of it. I did the wheelchair and stroller thing, and now there's a new one out with horse and carriage. I'm not gonna do a review of it, but it's kinda hilarious. Unfortunately, the horse legs aren't moving. It's just a wooden horse. But it's still kind of funny, even though it is disappointing that the four legs doesn't move at all. But I don't know if you've seen it, but it's kind of hilarious. Anything else that I should mention about maps or mods? Nothing that I can think of right now. We are on Promzona right now, and on Promzona we get to have light a lot longer than we did on EAA. So we're able to do at least a couple more hours of hauling before we have to stop for the night, because it gets just as dark here as it does on EAA. Excuse me. Come on, baby. Struggling a bit. I really like the Promzona mod. It's gotta be the longest road connection out there. I mean, the distance from Rusmap Schisselburg to Schisselburg gotta be 1,000 kilometers or something like that. It's a pretty big road connection. No wonder it's got its own name and kinda almost is a standalone map. Sorry, it's not standalone map, but a map in its own right. It's a lot more than just a tiny little road connection, that's for sure. But I really like it because, you know, when we come to Ross, even though Schisselburg isn't out in the wilderness, we are still on our way to Ross, and Ross is, and feels more or less like really into the wilderness. So it's that feeling I get when I'm hauling here. You can go for a really long time without seeing any settlements, villages, towns, houses. You just have these crazy Russians trying to overtake you everywhere. And the stupid police cars. I gotta find a way to fix those. I'm sick and tired of the Russian police traffic all over Europe and South America. It's funny that even though you can't see any houses or settlements or farms or anything like that, they are certainly using the land here. And just more of the farming the land, but no buildings. Where do these people live? It would be nice to at least see an old shed or something out here, perhaps a tractor somewhere. Nothing. It feels really deserted, abandoned. There's absolutely nothing happening here, and still someone took the time to farm the land. Thank God there's not a lot of speed cameras here. That would cost me dearly. Hey, there is actually one more map mod I need to talk about. When I was talking about MHA Pro earlier, just a few days ago there was a map called one French city, Port Marseille, Port Marseille for MHA Pro, and I must say that's probably the first time I've seen a map mod specifically made for MHA Pro. That would be interesting if there are... Do any of you know of any other MHA Pro map mods? Map mods that are designed specifically for MHA Pro? If you do, let me know, because obviously we gotta add all of them. I never thought that would happen actually, so I haven't been looking. But at least there's one now, possibly more, out there that I'm not aware of. So Port Marseille, I think it was Port Marseille. That's something I'm definitely going to add to the setup. And while we're still at maps again, Romania by Alexandru, the standalone map, I'm still working on it. This haul is actually taking a lot of my time right now. Sorry about that. This is going painfully slow. This hill is long. But it's almost dark now, so we're gonna have to stop pretty soon. Find somewhere to sleep for the night. And there's not a lot of places you can do that on the Promzona road connection or map, whatever you want to call it. So I'm kind of guessing if we're lucky we'll find a gas station. There is at least one on this route. I can't remember exactly where it is, and well, so I don't know how far it is to that gas station. So it's either that or just pulling over like Russians do anyway and get some sleep. So Alexandru's Romania map there, I'm working on it. It's really slow. I do apologize. I'm late with the new big map setup. I haven't released the MHA setup yet. Oh, struggling a bit there. And I'm still not. I still haven't completed the Romania standalone map review. I'm really falling behind there, guys, and I do apologize for it. We're getting closer to Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, I will be going on vacation over Christmas. I'll be back for New Year, so perhaps not on New Year's Eve, but other than that, days prior to New Year's Eve, and especially the first days of January, I'm off work, so I'll have everything. I won't be behind, say, a week into January of next year, but right now it feels like there's a ton of different map mods I want to review, and a lot of different mods I want to review, and of course I want to get the next haul going as soon as possible once this is completed. So yeah, I wish there were more hours to the day, but I gotta sleep sometimes as well, so yeah. Why? Seriously, dude? You couldn't just... No, of course not. AI traffic, seriously. Could be that there's a gas station coming up pretty soon now. Oh, stop! Why? Why is there a signal here? There's absolutely no traffic. She's just looking at her phone. Seriously, I don't think that phone even works. It could very well be that it's just frozen. And she's just staring at it. Trying to get it to work, I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's working. Oh, one more thing. I will have the stuttering sound fixed before we go live next time. Turns out that this is a pretty common issue, this stuttering. Happens mainly with those who use Realtek HD sound cards, which I think kind of 99% of us do, whether we want to or not. So it's a real tech problem, and one of the suggestions was that you use the generic drivers instead of the Realtek drivers. Another suggestion was that you update them, but the problem definitely seems to be with the sound drivers. So I'm just gonna go for the generic ones instead and see if that fixes the problem, and I have a feeling it will. So hopefully we won't have any stuttering on the next stream. And here we have something. Yeah, we should be able to stop here for the night. So where do I park my... No, not over there. It's here. But where? Ah, screw it. I'm just gonna do like the Russians do. Park it over here. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, good enough. Kinda. Let's see if we can get it a little better lined up. problem now is that it's so dark. I can't really see anything in the mirrors. Yeah, that kind of works. Let's go with that. So that's it. What is she doing there? She's trying to get a lift. Young lady, you shouldn't really be out here in the middle of the night. Go home. Okay? And what's wrong with your hand, by the way? Ah, some people. So, let's have a look at the map and see how far we got today. We're still on Promzona, that's for sure. Yeah, we got quite a bit, but I mean we have still half of Promzona left. So let's pick it up again on Saturday, and I'll do another hour of pre-recorded video. The last pre-recorded video before we get to Vorkuta, I guess, and we will end up somewhere around here at the end of the Promzona mod. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll hopefully see you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.